Welcome back, True Seeker. Big buzz about Jamie Foxx the last few weeks. What's really going on with him and his medical emergency and now being hospitalized 3 weeks. And just yesterday, the headlines asking for prayers for Jamie Foxx on a day where it was all Atlanta in the headlines, including a mass shooting where they arrested the shooter next to the baseball stadium who killed one and injured four as the Braves score 14 runs and pick up their 14th road win. Again, the way I say it like that is to remind people the news is scripted, the sports are scripted, the rituals are intertwined. And Jamie Foxx, who became famous as Jamie King, which sounds like King James. Notice how the other night the Lakers played Warriors, LeBron versus Steph again, the two guys born in the same hospital in Akron, Ohio. But LeBron beats Curry on the anniversary of the publishing of the King James Bible, May 2nd, 1611. And when LeBron beat Curry with the Cavs, he did it on the real King James's birthday, June 19th. Again, when the son of King James was King Charles, and those who fought for King Charles in the English Civil War were called Cavaliers. Now we got Jamie Foxx, or AKA Jamie King, not doing well as King James, is playing on this symbolic date. And this weekend on 5/6, it's the coronation of King Charles, the day of the Kentucky Derby. Remember, you just had the Louisville mass shooting 149 days after the Superior General's birthday, right before the 149th Kentucky Derby. But anyway, just all of these things being connected, news and sports. Let's think about the day that Jamie Foxx supposedly had a medical emergency. His daughter put it out on social media April 12th, and she said, last night, which is April 11th, my father had a medical emergency. Well, what was happening on April 11th in the world of sports? Well, you had the first NBA play-in game where Atlanta beat Miami to line up the Miami Bulls rematch, synced up through Jimmy Butler, who played for both teams. But then the Lakers also beat the Timberwolves in Minneapolis, the original home of the Lakers. So on the day that Jamie Foxx has his medical emergency in Atlanta, Atlanta's winning in basketball. The Lakers are beating the Timberwolves. Now, Jamie Foxx is 55 years old right now. Again, we're going to connect a lot of pieces here. What's going on in the NBA? What's going on with Jamie Foxx's movie releases, including the Disney film, where he plays Joe Gardner, who dies and goes into purgatory before he's resuscitated, where the original script for that movie was for him to just die. But that was a film where he's a pianist like Ray Charles. We're going to bring all this together, how this all fits. But King James is the nickname for LeBron, who they're always doing the King James rituals with. Jamie Foxx, first famous as Jamie King on the Jamie Foxx show. But again, the day that this happens, April 11th, while he's 55 years old, when in Gematria, if you're new here, Gematria is the simple practice of coding numbers into words. It's based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards with numerology. But notice King James 55, like Jamie Foxx's age, like how his daughter found him 55 days after her birthday. There's been some big 55 LeBron rituals we've covered over the years, but here's Jamie Foxx, born December 13th, 1967. Just turned 55 in December. And his daughter's birthday is February 15th, the day that Vanity died, the day that Prince's mom died, fateful day in history. But it was his daughter who found him April 11th, 55 days after her birthday. And you could also say that she tweeted about it April 12th, which was 56 days after her birthday. Or you could even say that she found him on her 56th day of her age. Notice the character name that he played, Jamie King, 56. The character he plays in Soul, who dies, Joe Gardner, 56. Jamie Foxx is 55 years old, meaning he's in his 56th year of life. LeBron's 4-6 in the finals, trying to become 5-6, while the King's coronation's on 5-6, and the last king of England died at age 56. Notice the movie Soul, where Jamie Foxx is the voice of the main character. It came out October 11th, 2020. That means from the release date to the medical emergency was exactly 30 months. The main character is Joe, who's mostly called Joe. His full name's Joe Gardner, but Joe 30. He's a pianist like Ray Charles. Charles 30. We got the coronation of King Charles on 5/6. So exactly 30 months later, again, this stuff's biblical because, again, it's the Jesuits controlling all of this. Disney put out Seoul, Disney was Daemole, which is Catholic Church. The Jesuits served the Catholic Church. All roads lead to Rome. Again, if you're new here, in the 16th century, the Jesuits were created. The language was synced up. The calendar was synced up. And the rituals have unfolded this way ever since, which we've been documenting for more than a decade, going back in history, predicting the future, documenting the present. Anyhow, as I always talk about too, if you're new here, so many bodies in the world of entertainment connected to LeBron, so many big rituals with LeBron over the years, just like Tom Brady, these guys who are the mecca in these sports leagues, their scripted careers. But King James Bible, again, just the whole biblical thing, selling your soul, spirituality, a Catholic order. The King James Bible has the Gematria 56. The other night on the anniversary, if you guys missed it, they tied the game at 23-23 all. The word King's 23 on the anniversary of the publishing of the King James Bible. They tied it at 33-33 between LeBron and Curry. Bible, James, LeBron, all 33, Stephen. Then they tied it at 56-56, like King James Bible on the anniversary of the publishing of the book. LA Lakers also has that 56. Notice the Jamie Foxx show overlaps with LeBron's full name, 205 and 79. For the record, Society of Jesus is 56 forward, 79 in reverse. United Kingdom's also 205, going with the whole King Charles inauguration. But once again, Society of Jesus 56, like royal family. Society of Jesus are the Jesuits who serve the Catholic Church, who like the fleur-de-lis, which is all over the royal family's crown. LeBron at the Catholic high school, like Kobe, like so many others. Should look into where Jamie Foxx went to church. Could be another connection. But anyhow, okay, there's that piece, right? Atlanta, LeBron won on his birthday this year in Atlanta. He scored 47. They got their 15th win of the season. 47 is the 15th prime. Atlanta equals 15. All the Atlanta news yesterday on the 15 date numerology. So, other things we need to look at. How perfect the ritual is. Again, the news broke on April 12th after the daughter put out the social media post about what happened the night before. So we got the news on April 12th, the 102nd day of the year, the anniversary of the start of the American Civil War. Remember, Charles is connected to the English Civil War and the Cavaliers. Last year on the anniversary of the American Civil War, they blamed a mass shooting on a black man in a subway, like an underground railroad, like a tribute to history. But anyhow, April 12th is the 102nd day of the year. Jamie Foxx shooting back in action in Atlanta. 102, like slavery, like the N-word. You guys have probably seen the comedian talking about how no black man should have ever done the Django Unchained film because of how many times the N-word was used. Jamie Foxx has some critics for accepting that role. But again, 102nd day of the year while filming back in action, the news breaks. And notice from Jamie Foxx's birthday to the day the news broke was 120 days. The day prior, April 11th, would have been 119 days after his birthday, or you could also say his 120th day of his age. Notice how Atlanta equals 120 and 15. Again, 120 is the 15th triangular number. Yesterday, the date with 15 numerology spoke out, and that was in the week just right after the Illuminati's birthday on the first day of the 5th month, where they had the huge Illuminati NBA ritual with Philadelphia getting their 247th playoff win on the Illuminati's 247th birthday. The 76ers, Philadelphia is like the Illuminati founded in 1776. But anyhow, look at the overlap with Atlanta and Illuminati. These are the 4 base ciphers, alphabetic order, forwards, backwards in numerology. Illuminati and Atlanta, the same values in 3 out of 4 ciphers. See the 69, the other year when Atlanta beat the Astros in the World Series, the Astros picked up their 69th postseason loss. But again, the daughter, who found him, who broke the news. Jamie Foxx's birth name is Eric Marlin Bishop, which has the same gematria as the Jesuit order and order of Illuminati. The daughter spoke for Jamie Foxx yesterday on the 123rd day of the year. Her name's 123, like conspiracy. And they take a picture from the day of the Louisville shooting, which was synced up with the Derby, which is on the same day as the Coronation. They got Nick Cannon now replacing him on this hit show. Remember, Nick Cannon's participated in some major Jesuit rituals, including the death of his child recently, that was synced up with the Jesuit Ignatian year. And again, Nick Cannon, the founder of the Jesuits, Ignatius Loyola, he was shot with a cannonball, which is what the Ignatian year was all about on the 500-year anniversary. So again, you just see how they got all these guys on the script. But here's where it just gets undeniable. Ray Charles' birthday, September 23rd. From his birthday to the day that the news broke, April 12th, 201 days later. That means April 11th was a span of 201 days. But again, this is the day the news broke, 201. Again, that is the number of the Illuminati. When Philadelphia 76ers just had their Illuminati ritual on the Illuminati's birthday, it was on the 201st day of Doc Rivers' age. Order of Illuminati equals 201, like the Jesuit order. The Jesuits, or Adam Weishaupt of the Jesuits, founded the Illuminati. And Adam Weishaupt died 201 days after the anniversary of the Illuminati's establishment. Huge Illuminati number, 201. Huge Jesuit number. That's why the first Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis, is the first to live in Suite 201. But again, just a number we're talking about all the time. With regards to medical, this is a medical emergency. 201. Eazy-E died 201 days after his birthday, after his NWA member, Ice Cube, put out lethal injection. Chadwick Boseman died in a funny way last year after a short cancer battle, 201 days after Michael B. Jordan, who co-stars in Black Panther. And again, he died on Jack Kirby's birthday, who wrote Black Panther, did Chadwick Boseman. And he also died on the makeshift Jackie Robinson Day, when Jackie Robinson was in World War II in the Black Panther Tank Brigade. The way they bring all this together, that had the Jesuit fingerprints all over it. Kobe Bryant, who died just before Chadwick Boseman, buried in Corona Del Mar, and then the coronavirus pandemic declared 201 days after his birthday, so on and so forth. Again, Kobe dead while traveling from Catholic Mass at age 41 on the Pope's 41st day of his age, after putting out the Kobe Bryant After Death shoe in the same month where Comedy Central had the cartoon that came out on 1611, like the King James Bible in 1611. But the cartoon where he dies in a helicopter crash. And then again, LeBron passed him in points scored in the biblically named Philadelphia, Kobe's hometown, the day before Kobe died. But anyway, from Ray Charles' birthday, Ray Charles, the pianist, who Jamie Foxx portrayed, just like in the movie Soul, where he's a pianist, 201 days later. And by the way, Disney's got 201s all over it. Disney's a mega 201 company. Walter Elias Disney, 201, Exit 201 in Disney World, and Disney's brother born 201 days apart. Again, this is the Illuminati, goes back to the Catholic Church, like how the Disneys are De Molay, which is Catholic. Anyway, don't forget the Holy Bible 201, the Jesuit Order 201, Order of Illuminati 201, Jewish Mysticism 201. This number is monumental. So anyway, not is it just 201 days after Jamie Foxx's or Ray Charles' birthday, but the movie Ray, starring Jamie Foxx, from the day the news broke to the anniversary of the movie, upcoming anniversary of the movie coming out, 201 days. That's a span. If you measured from April 11th, the day that he had the supposed emergency, to October 29th, that's 201 days later. So either way, you hit it. And again, I mean, it's just so obvious what they're doing. And that's why every time one of these celebrities goes so early, and let's hope that Jamie Foxx doesn't go early. Let's hope that on May 6th, he's going to have a revival. He's all better on May 6th. I mean, it could go that way. But the point is to understand what they're doing. This is a major ritual, a major manipulation. Another thing where the star, so often when they die, we're going back and looking at their career. We were talking about Kobe in 41 for all of his career, only for him to die at 41. So often when these celebrities die early, the number of the death corresponds with the career. And again, I mean, Jamie Foxx, who made his name as Jamie King, and the time of these major King rituals, synced up with the NBA and what game. Only those two games being played today. There are only two games on the day that Jamie Foxx has emergency Atlanta. Atlanta was playing Miami, LeBron's old team, and the Lakers were playing their original home city, Minneapolis. And again, he's 55 years old right now, and the daughter found him 55 days after her birthday. So the story goes. So yeah, there's a ton of videos on YouTube about people speculating about what happened to Jamie Foxx. Almost everyone's talking about Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy's had so many bodies around him too. That very well could be a connection. Puff Daddy's birthday is November 4th. This happened on April 11th. Dates that are reflections of each other. I can look more into the Puff Daddy angle, but I mean, everyone's speculating on that because Jamie Foxx. Well, that's the thing. Jamie Foxx kept talking about Puff Daddy's house parties. Remember that? Jamie Foxx been talking about Puff Daddy's house parties and the strange things that go on there. And then who just had a movie come out this year on January 13th called House Party set in their house. Of course, LeBron James, where in the film they pay tribute to the Illuminati. They pay tribute to the Illuminati in the Eyes Wide Shut film, the last film that Stanley Kubrick did. And here, just in case you haven't seen what they just did with the 76ers on the Illuminati's birthday, which again, I gave you guys for free. And if you're not Patreon before the game, we talked about it in the stream we did on Gematria Effect News 25, how the 76ers could get the 247th win in the big Boston upset on the Illuminati's 247th birthday. Look how perfect it was. 76ers, 247th win, Illuminati's 247th birthday. On that day, they got their 48th win over the Celtics in the playoffs. The 76ers did. Illuminati equals 48. So does James. So does Cleveland. So does Ring. If you've seen the House Party movie, they have to go to the Illuminati party to reclaim King James's lost ring with the Cavs that was won on the real King James's birthday. But notice Boston Celtics also 48. Again, Doc Rivers' 201st day of his age. The ritual went down on the Illuminati's birthday. Order of Illuminati. They scored 119 like All-Seeing Eye, the Illuminati's logo. All-Seeing Eye also 61 like Philadelphia, who stayed on 61 wins for the year, as the 76ers got their 244th win on that day, the day leaving 244 days left in the year. So again, we've been showing these things for a decade. Like, for people who come here and think this stuff's all a coincidence, again, the problem is brain dead. This stuff's not a coincidence. These are perfectly planned rituals. If you go back and watch all the stuff I covered on the Illuminati day before this game was even played, I was talking about the same numbers. Top performing stock that day, 247. All the 48s in the news, all over the place. Only for this to persist. And now just seeing the Jamie Foxx thing. And the one thing that I know King James dates, but I got to learn more what it is about King James. Why does he have the Bible that's named after him, and just all the history, and supposedly against the Catholic Church? Supposedly he was more of a nemesis of the Catholic Church. Is it like they keep replaying out the battle? Again, King James is 4-6 in the finals right now, and he became 4-6 right before Joe Biden became number 46 in the election, exactly 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday, when the only other Catholic president was JFK, who was killed at age 46. And again, there's 46 books in the Catholic Old Testament. Catholic equals 46 in Gematria. Jamie Foxx's daughter, the one who found him, is born on the 46th day of the year. So this is what's going on. This is where the research needs to be. The Puff Daddy thing, I mean, that could be part of it, but this is the bigger part of the ritual. No one's connecting this. There's 1,000 videos on YouTube. They're all about Puff Daddy. People need to see what the real ritual is. And this is what separates you when you have Gematria. You have the knowledge of the occult who are doing this. Here's everybody else who just follow. Oh, yeah, it's Puff Daddy. Oh, I heard somebody else say Puff Daddy. I'm going to say Puff Daddy. This whole thing about Jamie Foxx is about Puff Daddy. This is what everyone's just regurgitating. It's like, nah, pull out the Gematria and actually prove something. And I always laugh at the people who are like, this isn't proof. Really, this isn't proof. A decade's worth of work proving the same things over, predicting things before they happen over and over. That's not proof. You got to be brain dead. So, yeah, take the time to watch that House Party movie that came out, and the nice little Illuminati ritual that they do with LeBron. You know, I was talking about that back when I saw it. All the 48s, only for the 48 to hit hard on the Illuminati's birthday with Philadelphia in the big upset. But yeah, it's all foretold through the scripts that they accept. You know, and I'm sure there's a lot more to it. People keep looking at this, they're going to figure out a lot more. Hold on, here's a guy calling in. I'm not sure he wants to be on the stream, though. Are you calling in right now about the live stream for Jamie Foxx?
No. I got to tell you something real quick. I'm actually working. I'm still catching up from the earlier stream.
Okay.
Zach, I'm about to kill you with this 56. The last time and the only time the Warriors have beaten the Lakers was 56 years ago.
The last time the Warriors beat the Lakers was 56 years ago?
Yes.
Okay.
1967 when they were the
San Francisco,
Warriors,
yeah.
they swept the Lakers 3-0 in the semis.
Well, they're not going to sweep them this year. We know that.
It's the only time they've beaten the Lakers.
Okay.
I just wanted to add that to your thoughts. And Zach, I see how you take your shots with the Mega Stallion. I'm just giving you examples of the.
I'm in the middle of a live stream online right now that's about Jamie Foxx and how it's clearly a ritual for LeBron. He made his name playing the character Jamie King. So.
Okay, well, I'm gonna catch up to that.
Well, just so you know, so you can look into it again. The medical emergency was April 11th. That was the day of the play-in game where the Lakers won and Atlanta won, and it happened in Atlanta. And he's 55, and King James is 55, and the daughter actually found him 55 days after her birthday. So again, another sign for the king.
And just you want to let me hear some more funny shit. The line opened up at 5.5 before they changed the line, so the line was at 5.5, and that's been the upset number all playoffs.
Okay, all right, man. Appreciate it, Ro. Thanks.
All right.
Okay. But yeah, those are the main points. If anybody else has anything to add to this, maybe somebody else knows something right now, I'm going to drop a link in the chat. And if you got something to add to the Jamie Foxx decode, now is your chance to join the stream. I'm going to post it one more time. You just click that link. You don't got to share your camera if you don't want your face on the screen, but you do got to share your mic so we can hear you. And somebody says that, hold on. Whoops, I clicked on the wrong thing. Jamie Foxx has the BetGMG commercial with Kevin Garnett. You mean MGM, right? The BetMGM, the casino? Yeah, I do see a lot of those Jamie Foxx sports betting ads. You're right. Jamie Foxx is on the BET MGM commercial. Look it up. I know I've seen those BetMGM Jamie Foxx commercials. Those have been all over the place. He's got a lot of them. Yeah, I know you're right about that. All right. Shout out to Barbara. Thank you, Barbara. She said, share this knowledge. Wake up. We are about to be absorbed by Illuminati. We are getting absorbed by the Illuminati. You know, they're doing rituals on all of us. It's not just Jamie Foxx. It's just, you know, they keep people more distracted with the celebrities. But yeah, this is the same Illuminati that put on Event 201 1 month before the outbreak. See, this is how I know, like back in the day when we were getting like views and there'd be a lot of people in the live stream, if I put out that invite link, there'd be a lot of people in here in no time. So I know we're just not being received by as many people. Demetria says, what's the Fox News Connect? Maybe we got to go back and look at Rick Fox of the Lakers, who's also an actor. You're right. The Tucker Carlson thing on the same day as Don Lemon of CNN down in Atlanta. I mean, there could be more levels to it. That's why I put out the link for other people who have other observations about what all they're doing here. Here, while we wait for some people, I want to go to Jamie Foxx's IMDb, and I want to go back and see how long he's been in the game for. You know, when did he first really get into show business? Jamie Foxx show, like 90s, 2000s. Comedy on the Edge TV series. Looks like it was smaller. 1990. He's in the Robin Williams film Toys somewhere in 92. So that means he's been in the business for over 30 years now. Remember, 30 years. If that's where he first got in the business here, let's see when this movie came out, Toys. What's the official release date for Toys? Toys movie release date. So that movie will turn 31 years old at the end of this year. That means he's been in the business. If that's his first major Hollywood thing, he's been in the business for 30 years and change. What did we just see? What did we just see about 30 and his role in Soul? Again, to put it up here again, he plays Joe Gardner. predominantly called Joe in the film, exactly 30 months after that film comes out. Joe 30, like Charles. Again, he's a pianist in that movie. He's played Ray Charles. 30 months, 30 years after being in the business. Biblical number, biblical rituals. By the way, I should make this point about just the word soul itself. In the most simple cipher, soul equals 67, like human sacrifice, like blood sacrifice. 67 is the 19th prime number. It's 19 years since Ray Charles died. Ray Charles died in 2004. So it's 19 years later. June 10th will officially be the 19th anniversary, the 19-year cycle of the moon. Again, 67 is the 19th prime. The connection with Soul. And notice Soul's also got the 41 and 23 like King. Jamie King, King James. LeBron with the Mega 41 ritual just the other night in Game 1 on the King James Bible Publishing anniversary. It is the year 2023. LA's 13 and 41 like Gianna 13, Kobe 41. Added up 54 the Sunday before Super Bowl 54. Okay. Well, if we don't have anyone that wants to join today, that's all right. But yeah, there's already a lot of information here. I'm sure people will follow up with good comments, good posts. Again, you guys, we're going to be talking about the Kentucky Derby in a big way on Patreon tomorrow, along with the baseball and the NBA. We're tracking the sports day by day. Thank you to everyone who supports the Patreon. $5 gets you all the content each month, and it's a lot of content. And again, human sacrifices, horse sacrifices. I just saying last week, you know, if there's more support for the work, I'd be down at the Kentucky Derby educating about what's going on. Because like I said a week ago, and I said about that, I said they kill horses too. What do you know? 4 horses now dead before the Kentucky Derby. And again, 2 of those horses are ridden by a jockey who's one of the favorites in the Kentucky Derby. So, yeah, indeed, Barbara. I mean, it's overwhelming, but it's also very much in your face. It's very in your face what they're doing. Thank you again for your continued support and generosity. I do appreciate it. But yeah, I just, I felt like I had to get this video out here because everyone's talking about the Puff Daddy thing. I mean, that's not the main thing. That might be part of it. The main thing is right here. It's just so obvious. It's so in your face. It's news and sports all day, every day. Again, go look at the Atlanta story yesterday. 1 dead, 4 injured, arrested at the ballpark where the Braves play, who scored 14 runs the same day and got their 14th road win. The dead number. And by the way, shout out to Chris. Chris did notice that the manager of the Braves, his name Gematria is 119. So very interesting. Truist Park 117. They won the 117th World Series. Gonna have to take a deeper look at Atlanta, who's got the 119 manager in the year of the 119th World Series. Again, Chadwick Boseman dead on Jackie Robinson Day right before the Dodgers win the World Series. If you're on Patreon, you would have read my notes this morning about the Dodgers game and how they could hit the Isus Hominum Salvator ritual, reminding of how they did that against the Rays, breaking the drought of 32 years because there's 32 sun rays on the Jesuit logo. So that's what my notes were about this morning for baseball with the Dodger game. And then the Dodgers go on to win the game 3-2. Again, you guys, you learn the knowledge. You'll never look at sports the same way again. Rays become 26 and 6. Remember, we're in the time of the 266th Pope, the first Jesuit. Their motto, Isus Hominum Salvator, is 266. Ray Charles born on the 266th day of the year. But again, 32 sun rays around the IHS letters in the Jesuit logo. Thus why the Rays were the team that went down to the Dodgers who broke the 32-year drought. But this is what we're talking about today, is how they can hit the Isus Hominum Salvator numbers in another Rays game, and then they win 3-2. I mean, it's just like, come on. And notice they also got to 17-2 at home. The next most important Jesuit motto is Ad Merum Dei Gloriam, which is 172. Baltimore beats Kansas City, becoming 10-3 against the AL Central. Again, you guys, just that Baltimore Kansas City thing, that baseball game, just watch. It'll be connected to next year's football season. See how Kansas City Royals is 103? Baltimore became 10-3 versus the AL Central, winning. Kansas City just won the 103rd NFL season, where Patrick Mahomes went into the game 10-3 in the playoffs. He exited 11-3 after beating the Eagles. Len Dawson of the Kansas City Chiefs dead on Kobe Bryant Day. 172 days before the Super Bowl. Kansas City Chiefs won 72 like the Jesuit motto. Kobe Bryant from Philly. Chiefs versus Philly set on Len Dawson's death on Kobe Bryant Day. Deaths in sports, rituals, numbers, language, an occult language that most common people, they don't want anything to do with. Like, that can't be real. Sadly, for a lot of people, when things are above their pay grade, they just write it off altogether. Stuck on stupid's what they call it. But Barbara's just getting too generous out there today, I see. Huh. I don't know. It says there's more super chats, but I can't see them. That's weird. Oh, there it is. Thank you very much, Lisa. The ladies donating, and I do appreciate it. Thank you, Barbara and Lisa. And then Barbara even came back with another 10. You'll never look at your life again this way. Well, it's true. You're right, Barbara. I mean, it is more than this knowledge, you guys. It goes beyond just the scripting of sports and news. There really is an organic spiritual side to this. It goes to show that there's truth in Kabbalah. There's truth in all things. So many people in this world will only subscribe to one thing and they'll write off the rest. It can only be the New Testament. It can only be the Old Testament. It can only be the Quran. No, it's all three. It's, truth and lies in all things. You got to discern. Yeah, we just talked about the major Jerry Springer ritual they did. Again, Jerry Springer was the 56th mayor of Cincinnati, and Super Bowl 56 was on his birthday that the Bengals lost in, and then he dies the day of the NFL draft in a big Jesuit ritual on the 38th day of spring, right? Like Kobe dead 38 weeks after his wife's birthday. Yeah, just remember the King's coronation is the day of the Lakers' first home game versus the Warriors, and he's King Charles III. So how could that 3 play? Again, when you spell out 3 as a word, it equals 56. Powerful relationship with 3 and 56. Again, biblical. Light equals 56. Here, most simple cipher, you guys, right here. Abrahamic, 56. Light, 56. 356. All those things are 56. There are 3 Abrahamic religions. God makes light in the 3rd verse. 3 and 56. We're talking about those numbers all the time. King Charles III, his coronation on 5/6 when royal family's 56. Abrahamic reverse is 187, showing you how clever the code is. There's 187 chapters in the Torah, which are the basis of the Abrahamic religions. Abrahamic's got the 38 and 61. Reminds about all the 38 stuff we talked about with LeBron and the points record this year. Finals starting on 6-1. I mean, that could also be part of it. So, but yeah, it really is gross show business, man. And it goes to show, Bob Dylan. To close out with one more thing about this happening to Jamie Foxx, it being synced up with the Soul movie while he's 55 years old. Remember, Marilyn Manson in show business, he has the song, "When You Say God, I Say Satan." Here, I want you to see how he spells it. Marilyn Manson, Satan. See this? Say with the number 10. A play on Satan, right? Notice, Satan, 55 and 10. When you run it in reverse, God, 55 and 10. 55 is the 10th triangular number and the 10th Fibonacci number. Numerology equals 55. Fibonacci equals 55. Again, the 10th Fibonacci number is 55. So this is encoded in the language. This number is special. But Bob Dylan, all those years ago on 60 Minutes, he said, if you want to make it in show business, you got to sell your soul. And Ed Bradley laughed and was like, who do you got to sell it to? And the way Bob Dylan phrased it was, the chief commander of this world, But yeah, these people are crazy good at their rituals and just bringing it all together. I mean, it's mind blowing how it all is. And to think, Jamie Foxx was finishing the Jamie Foxx show, I think in 2001. That was before LeBron was even in the league. That was right before LeBron got in the league. What year was LeBron drafted? Was it 2002 or 2003? I'm tripping now. I can't remember. I was young and in college when LeBron came in the league. I mean, we're almost the same age, a year older than LeBron. Carmelo got drafted behind him. It was the 2003 NBA draft, which makes sense, right? 23, King 23, first game against the Kings. His old coach coaching the Kings as they go down to the Warriors. Hey, we got some people in the room. Let's bring them on. What's up, Itachi?
Hey, what's up, Zach? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on?
Not much, man. Kind of full circle here. It's like 3 years after I found your work. 3 equals 56. LeBron could finally do this 5 and 6, but I don't know how people, are still kind of questioning what you're putting out and whatnot. What's actually crazy? My high school roommate, I haven't connected with him since like 2014, but I just saw him when I went to Houston, and he said he's been like super into your work, was super, following it. He never let me know, but it was because of what I was posting of your stuff on Instagram is what he checked it out. But, he's like one of these sheep. He's like, oh, the Lakers Nets prediction was wrong. So, and I'm just like, this is kind of how the world is, right? It's like, okay, you catch this stuff, you give them undeniable knowledge, but, once you can't call everything 100%, they want to dismiss
but that's
it.
The people who arrive at these conclusions are just naturally dumb people, aren't they? Because why would you expect somebody to be 100%? It's like we win at a very high percentage and we do things that are unprecedented. It's just like I was listening to the professional handicapper and he pointed out that he's only hit 4 Kentucky Derby winners despite being a pro at doing it since 1988. I've hit way more than 4, and I've only been doing it for a short amount of years. I mean, I've been doing the work for a decade, but I haven't been called in the Kentucky Derby for the whole decade. So, I mean, we have done things that just nobody has ever done. We nailed both Triple Crown winners before they happened. We are doing things never before done, connecting dots like they've never been connected. It's undeniable. It's a clear language. I mean, just on the surface, it's so obvious. Jamie King, King James, the day that's the play-in game, and those are the 2 that win year after year, this kind of stuff with LeBron. So many bodies connected to LeBron and the world of sports.
They just had a De'Aaron Fox on the Kings. And the crazy thing about the Kings, if you look from their last playoff game till like their first this year, they said it was 17 years since they haven't been in the playoffs. It was a span of 6,190 days. Like King James is born 6/19. And it's just, undeniable rituals. They keep having Curry and LeBron playing all these King riddles. So I know it may not hit all the time and, they'll double code it and all that. But yeah, I just don't know how people are still denying it's rigged when you see all these, crazy comebacks. You see the Trae Young without his star player beside him go and hit like, the game winner and stuff. But what I got to say is I appreciate you for, being resilient, keep going out. I wish I could have joined you in LA, but I'll try.
August 24th.
And yeah, I want to guarantee I will be there because, again, the Kobe Bryant stuff is really what woke me up. And I mean, it's full circle. Right now we're having LeBron on 126 losses with the Lakers, and then you got King Charles getting coronated on the 126th day of the year. So everything you've said, like when I first found it, the first weeks, it just keeps, manifesting. I don't even want to say manifesting because it's actually what they're doing, but yeah.
Indeed.
Do you have any? I feel like it's been tough kind of to grow it. It seems like it's kind of the same people. I don't want to say it's like
because of what they've done with the algorithms. It's just like really the only people who are sharing my videos are people who already know about it. So we're not growing the work like we used to, thanks to all the censorship.
And then it's like when you do get big, they delete the channel. Like Twitter, as soon as I get to like 1,000 followers, What they did
Boom.
was on Jackie Robinson Day. It was 42 days after my birthday. They deleted my Twitter, and it was finally
It's just
growing.
like, I can't tell you how many channels out of the 20-some channels, as soon as it hit 20,000 subs, it was deleted like the next day. And now look, like the latest Gematria Effect News channel, they won't even like let it grow out of the 20,000s because people are constantly being unsubbed. It's just stupid.
Yeah, and you see who they let grow, and then what's retarded is people think we're like self-sabotaging. They think like you're doing this on purpose, just starting over and keeping people in this matrix. Like there are some people who actually, think that. Like,
Sure.
yeah.
Well, just real quick, Itachi, somebody in the chat said, what happened to Tori Bowie again? We covered this yesterday, you guys. American gold medalist, dead at 32 for unknown reasons. We call America the 32 country. America equals 32, 7/4/1776, 32 date numerology, but then dead on 5/3. Tori Bowie, 53. Same types of rituals year after year, over and over. I've covered so many, just Olympic medalists who've died early. I've covered so many of these over the years, and they're all like replicas of each other. And again, I mean, you think more people would look at that story and go, be like, something's going on. Just a young athlete just dead. I mean, that's pretty much Sweet Lady's age right now. I mean, if Sweet Lady just killed over out of nowhere, I mean, that wouldn't be super suspicious. Of course it would. And this is an athlete. I mean, come on.
That brings up a great point. There are a lot of people, as soon as they see that, they just comment, the vaccine emoji, the needle. The cabal want to saying all these deaths are vaccine deaths. That takes away from the ritual sacrifice aspect,
And again, we've been here documenting this has been going on since way longer than post-COVID. So yeah, you can't just come to that conclusion.
But you'll see people saying that about Jamie Foxx. Yeah, it's just like, okay, this stuff helps the cabal. The cabal, what you say, this is all.
Well, I meant to make a point about Jamie Foxx. If Jamie Foxx ends up dead, if they're going to end up reporting that he's dead, again, that whole 201 thing with Ray Charles, again, the Tuskegee syphilis experiment, 201 men in the control group, event 201, the coronavirus pandemic simulation, where once the outbreak started, they had all kinds of stars on TV. The guy from The Wire, all sorts of people saying that, this virus is most deadly for Black Americans. When that jab comes out, you have to be the first to get it. The first jabbed American was the Black woman, Sandra Lindsay, on the anniversary of Sandy Hook. The Queen, again, dead 201 days after her COVID diagnosis. But again, just the history of Eazy-E. Again, Eazy-E dead 201 days after his birthday, after Ice Cube's Lethal Injection album. So and this is in Atlanta too, where Hank Aaron died right after getting the jab, and then the Braves won the World Series. And remember, that World Series started 201 days after Hank Aaron's anniversary of setting the home run record. So that could become the rumor and lasting legacy. And then part of us might wonder why they do it. But maybe it's because they know that they plant a major seed in a lot of Black Americans' heads, thinking they got the jab and wondering if they might be next, when that's kind of the rumor on the street that a lot of people are kicking the bucket from it now. So,
yeah, Fox equals 666, and then I'm just saying his name out like Jamie Foxx, James, De'Aaron Fox on the Kings as this is all going on. So, interesting, but I just think that kind of takes away from the fact that they are ritualistically sacrificing people when people want to just, put that as a leading conclusion.
Yeah, I hear you. We got another person in the room who's not saying anything. Gemini the Queen, did you want to chime in? Your microphone's muted. You got to unmute your mic.
Hey, sorry.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, not too much. I was just letting you, I was just listening to what you guys were speaking about. Nice to talk to you again, Zach.
Yeah, you're a rapper, right? We haven't talked for a while, but now that I say your name out loud, I'm like, I remember when she used to connect with the show pretty frequently.
Yes. A lot has gone on. And it was just so funny because I was like really trying to look this up and what was going on. And like you said, it was a lot of diddy stuff. And then you just suddenly popped up and I was like, oh my goodness, here it is. And you just solved the puzzle. But I called in because something that you said is just like really freaking me out. And I was trying to look up the exact date that it was stated, but the way you connected LeBron and basketball, there's this girl that dated Jamie, and she verified supposedly that after he was in the hospital, it was either the day after or the next day, that he was playing basketball. And then
Jamie Foxx was playing basketball the
this
next
is
day.
what she said. And
Okay, here, I don't want to interrupt, but again, I there was a simple point I meant to make at the beginning of the video, and I know I didn't say it. Jamie Foxx is 55 years old. What's basketball?
Mhm.
5-on-5. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. So yes, and this was like very much as soon as everybody heard about him even being hospitalized. She came on a radio show and she was like, "Yeah, I spoke to Jamie. I was just with him. He was playing basketball." And it just stands out to me so much because the basketball. And I'm like, wow, so not only did she say that one day, but a few days later, she mentioned basketball again and being at a game. So like my brain is just like I was trying to go back to these radio shows to see like what days that she specifically said what she said, but I was trying to also hurry up before you left just to put it out there because it's
What's the person's name who said that?
her real name. What her fake name is Midnight Cupcakes.
Midnight Cupcakes. Okay, I got to look that up. Thank you.
Yes. I just had to mention it because now I'm gonna keep looking, but I know you're the master of all this, though. I just had to put it in your ear.
Yeah, I will look more. I appreciate that tip, though. Thank you, and I'm glad you're still out there. Thanks for hanging around.
Yes, for sure. I be here. I just don't be active as much, but I'm still here, and I still appreciate you so much.
Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely. All right. Peace, everybody.
All right, you have a good night. Thank you.
You too. Bye.
Itachi, you know anything about Midnight Cupcakes?
Zach, correlation does not equal causation.
Right.
I'm kidding. Yeah,
I just gave
yeah.
myself a Louis Vuitton purse too. For people who don't know, when I was in LA at the Staples Center, this guy in his tidy jeans with his Louis Vuitton purse kept yelling at us that causation does not equal correlation, like everything's a coincidence.
Bro, that's the type of mind control they give us in the university. And it's like just semantics. Like, I'm glad Lucy said that, but he was trying to compare it to drunk driving. He's like, just because someone's drunk doesn't going to mean they're going to crash. It's like, yeah, but we see enough instances where the drunk driving does lead to it. There's enough red flags there where we outlaw it. We don't just let it be legal. But yeah, I'm sorry. I've never heard of Midnight Cupcakes. It doesn't surprise me. They, say he's playing basketball. And now that you mention he's 55 in his 56th year of life.
Well, when I hear cupcakes, it just reminds me of the Memphis killing a young Dolph outside the cupcake shop, which was another big 201 Illuminati ritual.
I think of Kevin Durant. What, you remember? You remember that? They called him a cupcake, but
no, tell me about that. Because he gets hurt all the time. I didn't know he was called a cupcake.
No, because he's sensitive. He'll get on a burner account and do all that stuff. He's super sensitive.
Really? That's funny.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, but that was going on for a while. A cupcake, and then when he went to Golden State, it was a snake. So.
Okay. Funny. All right.
Going off the Queen riddle. You remember the Queen died on the 251st day of the year?
Right.
It's just funny because that is the 54th prime, and today is 5-4. And LeBron has 1103 career wins. If he got 1104, it's like, that's how many days were left in the year when she died. And again, he would become 73-62 away in the playoffs. Like Queen equals 73-62. But I don't know. Just kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'll give people a stat to look out for. LeBron's on 126 playoff losses. Today's the 124th day of the year. The game in LA on the King's Coronation is the 126th day of the year, which is also the day of the Derby where Kings Barnes is in the race, and the jockey who's riding that horse, his first race of the day, is on King Ottoman. But 126 is the max weight for a jockey in the Derby as well. So it's interesting it falls on the 126th day of the year. We know how big that number was with Kobe's death. Again, all this stuff's biblical. Man's made in Genesis 126. So Again, we'll be thinking about all this a lot more and trying to nail some futures from the Derby to sports. And again, just watching what happens. King Charles III. How could the threes play from the Derby to the NBA playoffs on King Charles III's coronation? So,
yeah. And again, for anyone who forget, the Black Mamba uniforms came out on 1/26/2018, exactly 2 years before Kobe died.
the last game they give out a toy helicopter, and then he dies in a helicopter crash in November 2016. And then days later, they released the Kobe Bryant after death shoe, and then the old Kanye Nike film with the exploding helicopter. I mean, that's why for people to just think all this stuff's a coincidence year after year, it's just you gotta your level of cognitive dissonance is unreal. So
yeah, what's wild is that uncle who had the Pelosi connection, he has been in a helicopter with Kobe. I got to ask him more about that, but he's not just gonna say that to like try and impress me, his nephew. But I will ask him more about that. Again, I brought up all this stuff. This was like around June 2020, but I had enough examples of like Chase Briscoe, number 91, waiting on 521, the 98 Prime and the 98 car. Just 100 examples even back then. And he's like, yeah, I think this stuff could be legit, but just for sports, not politics, not war. Yeah, of course. But yeah, because he sees how Vegas is always so close with the lines and the spreads. He's like, how do they know that?
Right. Yeah. Indeed. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you to the people who came on, Itachi and the Queen. Figure it's fitting we get the Queen rapper to come on this stream. It's been a minute. And thank you to everyone who left a super chat, including Diane Kane. I appreciate your generosity. And congrats to the winners today on Patreon. And again, thank you to everyone who supports the work. Again, I charge $5 a month with knowledge that you can turn a whole lot more. Well, I mean, knowledge is invaluable, but again, you take the sports knowledge we put out day after day, you can make a lot more than $5. So we'll leave it there for now. Thank you, everyone who hits the like and the share. Make sure you're subscribed to all my channels because I get suspended all the time. GematriaEffectNews 25 is the main news channel right now, but you just never know. We might have to move on to the next one. Thanks to all the Google deletions who take down videos just like this for whatever they want to take it down for. So can't tell you how many videos just like this have been deleted for medical misinformation. It's like, okay, that video didn't have anything to do with medical advice, information. It was about a ritual in numbers. And let's also, here's what else I want to say. Let's hope that, the news comes out that Jamie Foxx is just fine and he's playing a game and it's not like Priscilla Presley. Or am I getting the wrong Presley? But the Presley who just died, the daughter of Elvis, who died right after the Golden Globes, where the actor won Best Actor for portraying her father. Golden Globes 54. She's dead at 54. Elvis had his first concert in 54. Big Jesuit order number. Again, you guys, show business. You learn this code, you'll see through what they're doing. By the way, 54, Jesuit order 54. Their logo's the Sun 54. They're a Sun cult. Elvis recorded at Sun Record Studios. A Golden Globe in Alchemy. The sun is gold. See how that works? R.I.P. to her. R.I.P. to lots of people. I bring her up because she's around the same age as Jamie Foxx. Stuff happens fast. All of a sudden, she's just gone. All of a sudden, Jamie Foxx is hospitalized. All of a sudden, Chadwick Boseman's dead on Jackie Robinson Day. All of a sudden, Kobe's dead traveling from Catholic Mass. All of a sudden, Vanity's dead. Then Prince and Michael Jackson and David Bowie and so on and so forth. So thank you again to everyone who hits the like and the share. And I'll probably do another video on this because I'm guessing, that's what's awesome about this community. The people who are good with the research, they're going to connect 5 more dots. They're going to need to be presented. We'll take it even further. We got so much of the puzzle figured out right now. Be one of those great commenters. Stick with the research. Do it yourself. Use your own mind. Help wake up more people. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time.